Then I started thinking about my mom, you know, about my mom.
We need each other. Yes, just as much as the boys need us. My child isn't the only special one. Yeah, I see a room full of them, and it's just so amazing.
All of the metrics we win in. Miami wins over Notre Dame, in all of the metrics. So it's just it comes down to, is this about what we're doing on the football field, or is it about some people making a decision?
And it comes down to the committee. Our fate is in their hands.
Right. They played. They played. They won.
Played.
I mean, our kids grew up all the time going, you play, you win, you move on.
My son said how you patted him on the back after he kicked one time. Michael Irvin patted him on the back. I was like,
Karen Davis. My son is Carter Davis. He's number 38, and he's the kicker.
Hi, I'm Linda Fletcher. Mark Fletcher is my son, the running back. Hi, my name is Jackie Olofaituli. My son is S.J. Olofaituli. He is actually number 65 offensive guard.
Hi, I'm Ashley Holcomb, mother of Bryce Fitzgerald, number 13, true freshman at that, DB.
Hi, my name is Avian Pringle, the mother of Gerard Pringle, number 22, running back.
Hi, I'm Fiza Moore, receiver Joshua Moore's mom.
My name is Samantha Evans, the mother of Wesley Passay, number 31, linebacker.
This thing, I promise you, how it all came together is mind-boggling. I came up, we were hugging each other, and she told me about this group. I was like, oh, I didn't know you guys had a group. I was like, man, that's incredible. And the thing was, because, I'm going through something with my boys, and we trying to work it out. And I'm sitting there watching the last time these men, the seniors are going to walk the field, and then I see them all. I got him all. I was like, Then I started thinking about my mom, about my mom, and I miss my mom in the journey, and how much she meant to me, and able to get me there and everything. So I was like, man, this will be interesting to sit down and hear from them up. Everybody's talking about what's going on now, the playoffs and everything. But nobody ever wonders about what that takes you through. You know what I'm saying? I started just talking to you guys, I couldn't imagine my mom having the opportunity to have a group like this, and to come together and be together and just talk through some of the things that you have to go through raising young athletes.
I spoke to my son earlier, and when you get comments like, I'm overwhelmed, this thing with this playoff situation and the news that we got today about Duke, right? And over us or in place, that's disheartening. And these boys, we as moms, if you talk to your child daily, this is affecting them. And so I'm just praying and hopefully they can get some good news on Sunday and things could change for us.
In the last couple of years, Coach Cristobal has made it great. First time we can back-to-back 10-win seasons.
He deserves a payoff.
And forever, you know what I mean? Right, he does. They kind of take it last year with putting in a 3-loss somebody or our 2-loss team. We were all at the Notre Dame game.
Yeah.
We knew how important that Notre Dame game was. Everybody showed up. Rocking that stadium. And we won that game. You hear people now when they're debating whether Miami should play, and they're debating Miami over Notre Dame after we have beaten Notre Dame.
Whose decisions are these? Or is that to?
But the board, this is what they call a committee, college football committee, and they make those determinations. Like, okay, well, we know you guys. The first thing should always be, did they play each other? If they played each other and won.
What's the question?
That's what I said. Why we even
shouldn't have this conversation. That's the NFL rule, or even Miami played and won. But then the next thing should be, well, who did each of them play? And and how many points did they win or did they lose, or how many points by? all of the metrics, we win in. Miami wins over Notre Dame, in all of the metrics. So it's just it comes down to, is this about what we're doing on the football field, or is it about some people making a decision?
Yeah, right. I think
Right.
That's what it sounds.
Right. And it's for you guys who have watched your sons put in that work and earn this right. Earn this right. Like, if we lose on the field, we try.
Yeah.
That's a different thing. You know what I mean? But when you win on the field,
Mhm.
and it becomes a decision in the room, that I think is it's just sad.
That's what they're going to come up with. And it's like something, did we do something wrong? They'll question themselves first. And that's where I feel like as mom, we got to support that. And this is where our support team comes in. So there's going to be a lot of
You talking about from your son's perspective,
from the boys'
the
perspective.
thing that he gonna
Yes.
let, which is great, because you teach your do the right thing,
Yeah.
things work
Right.
out. Do the right thing.
And they get disappointed.
Yeah.
So they will eventually look at themselves. They're going to be a process. They're going to be processing themselves, even up to the point where, sadly, it will come to the committee. And so now they're thinking, is this something they even worth? Is this even worth it? When they're doing everything right, and it comes down to the committee, our fate is in their hands.
Right.
And you can see their favoritism.
Have your kids talked to you guys about it? Have they said anything over the last few weeks? Or
Just say they waiting. Yeah, that's waiting patiently.
And that's where I'm. So what would you recommend for us as moms?
boy, this is I've always said, like, they put certain people in the room that keep certain things pure. And the perspective of the game on the football field, being a meritocracy, where you get what you earn, is the basis that we're trying to hold true for life. So I don't even like whenever we start taking things away from that. It got decided on the field. Now we're making a decision. And the people that play should be saying that in the meeting rooms when they're coming up with these rules.
Yeah.
Like, no, dude, we can't get to making it about a decision. It has to be about what happened on the football field to keep the sanctity of this game.
And can I just say this, going back to like where eventually, and this is why I pray for our sons, is that they don't feel condemned by this because of the whole media, how they, made Miami the what they calling our sons convicts versus the like the white Catholics like that. And that is just so sad.
And you know what? That's a great point too.
Yes.
That connotation has lived forever.
Yeah.
That came
Yeah,
when we were playing, and it's still perpetuated to this day. So now you have a whole bunch of committed people who didn't just hear this and assess it, but grew up on this when they're assessing. Just a bunch of comments. And here again, you win in all matrix. And they picked the Catholics and said no conflicts.
Yep, that's craziness.
That's
But
what
yeah.
happened.
That's what's so
That's the
crazy. Is if
mentality.
they had never paid, then you could say, okay, well, there could be, but they played.
They played.
Played, they won.
played.
I mean, our kids grew up all the time going, you play, you win, you move on.
You play, you win, yep, and that's the key. And it was a great game.
I think it's important that, let's just say it is a good news. Where do we come in as moms? What is our role at that point?
Right.
And that's what I feel like, oh my
Right.
God, this is a great opportunity for us to kind of sharpen. It's like we're sharpening each other for whatever comes. We have been the emotional support. We have like brought, peace in the whole mix. And I'm speaking even in high school to where we are now. Here we go again. Right. Sure. But so, and it's on a different platform, a different level.
Different, right.
And so, and I think anxiety is real. Right.
Yes, it is.
And so we need each other. Yes. Just as much as the boys need us.
Right.
So I want to say thank you. Because this is the point that we are at where we have to embrace ourselves for whatever comes what may. But yes, still believe the best is yet to come. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
And appreciate the whole journey.
So,
You like that. But,
Well-
but let's quick on that journey.
yeah.
I want you guys just jump in and tell me. I mean, your moms, I want you guys to share with me something that only the mom would know about her son.
My son has always been challenging and tough and everything, but Mark is not naturally aggressive. The football makes
For the
him
way he runs.
savage.
Is he
I tell you. But he was always such a
that's
nice
funny.
guy. But see, Mark was always great at everything naturally. He's going to be the fastest runner. He's going to hit that ball the farthest and all this coming up. But he was just silly with it because it's natural. But the kids would really be upset.
Right.
And
And
so-
amazed at his good.
It's
Like, wow.
geez. And so besides football,
Right.
the track, he would run and he let him catch up to him. He was a horrible track runner because he'd wait and let him catch up. And he'd laugh and he'd run off when they catch up to him. And the coach is saying, no, Mark, you got to just keep going, keep going.
My son, he came to me when he was 5 years old and wanted to play ball. He was like, "Oh, can you sign me up for football?" And I was like, "Football?" Because I used to see on the tents on Saturday mornings early.
Oh, God.
And I was like,
Right.
and I told him, "No, let's wait till you're 6." And he was like, "Okay." And I tell you no lie, when he turned 6, the first thing he said to me, Mommy, remember you said you was gonna sign me up for football?
Oh, my God.
And I said to myself, yes, I did. And I went on social media, hey, I need to find a park to, put my son. And one of my old classmates reached out to me, said, hey, bring him over here to, Miami Gardens. And I took him over there to the Miami Garden Rams at 6 years old. And I told him, I said, I'm for to pay this registration fee. Ain't no turning back. Once I pay
Once you put that money down.
Yeah, and he's like, I paid that $100 and we played that first Super Pee Wee game. And after the game, he said, my son played the best game ever. And he said, see, I told you should have signed me. Oh, my God. He never turned away from football.
That's his thing.
And that's his passion. That's all he knows. And I'm afraid, I'm praying to God. I'm praying to God he gets into the draft because I don't know what else he gonna do. I don't. But I know that's his passion and
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
and you say something, what you got? Football. I'm determined.
But so many people with talent but don't have the passion. And football, it requires you to go to your deepest person. And that's what passion brings out of it.
They
Like,
have to.
right.
They
have
to.
For them to get up at 5 a.m,
Right.
to work, play all morning, then go to school all afternoon, go back for meetings, the
Yeah,
next day,
absolutely.
every day,
Every day.
week.
Mhm.
That's a lot. And
Yes.
their passion, and I don't know. My son's he's been kicking since he was little, and he started out doing the NFL punt, pass, and kick thing, and he just stood in line. He didn't even know what the line was for. He stood in line. He won it. He won the next level. He won the next level. We eventually got out at some NFL Miami Dolphins football game one time, but he was 6 years old.
Oh,
And that's when he decided he was a kicker.
I love hearing stuff like that, and especially tying it back in to something. Well, I've experienced the whole journey, so some way we're all in it some kind of way. Frieza, you've been very emotional. Share with the group what's going through your mind and your heart.
Joshua had slept with that football since 3-4 years old. Wake up playing the football in my house on the backyard trampoline. Joshua, put that goddamn ball. Joshua still got the ball, taking the ball to school in his book bag.
Really?
Yeah. So just to know, my baby talk and pray his way on through where he at.
Yeah.
And I know one thing, once he get his groove, he going to get it. He gonna catch it. He gonna get that ball.
Absolutely. But most of the young men that I encountered, like these they're all wonderful young men. You know, I would say Mark is special. People tell me Mark is special. And when I go back and talk to other people outside of the youth, I say, man, I get to go to practice and you get to see like the realness of those guys. They
Right.
take time with you. They hug on me. They so sweet. And so it's a lot of them, I tell people. My child isn't the only special one.
Yeah.
I see a room full of them. And it's just so amazing.
When the Mark that lost his father and then played,
Mhm.
but let me tell you, I was at that game. That was that was an incredible. You talk about the kind of person your son is, but watching how his teammates got around him, and that was emotional. It was a beautiful thing to watch how he got around. And Mark had said something. I thought he said, I read something. Said, "Oh, I got to be around my family." I got that. I felt that. You know what I mean? And he was talking about the football team family.
Yes,
Right,
for sure.
right. That was
Yeah, they have supported him so much through this. It's just inside the Miami Hurricanes. These people, the family, we love these folks. We love y'all.
Yeah.
And they have just wrapped their arms around not only my son, but they wrapped their arms around me. And listen, 5 buses came to Mark's dad's funeral. The whole team, the president of the school, you know, and I had to sit down. You know, my son was holding up. We all were holding up pretty good. But when Mark saw the buses and his brothers, my baby fell apart. And so it's just that it's beyond football. It's just a love and it's a realness. Yes, I'm very. We love the Miami Hurricanes. I mean, and I feel my job to be here. You know, I set my schedule and do work that I can do to be here at the Hurricanes with my kid and these folks. I love it. You know, he had signed with Ohio State. And I had my bags all packed and ready because I was moving to Ohio where my boy was. We got that type of little close little knit thing. And last minute or through a couple of it seemed like every school Mark would go to, he was like, yeah, I'll go here. Yeah. I was like, Mark, you opening games, you Ohio, California, where are we going? And so then his dad was diehard. You see the boy, he was dressed in as a kid.
Yeah.
Look at Mark. University of Miami. Did you see
Oh,
that?
that's a beautiful shot
You
right
see
there.
that?
Oh man.
So he's
Now, that's
dressed
the
as
story
an
right there.
American.
That's
I'm
the
telling you.
story.
And I had no idea that we were so wrapped up into the University of Miami. I had no idea.
My mom said it from the day, I swear to y'all, from the day I was born. God, oh my sweet, you gonna make my latter days greater than my former days. I remember walking by the refrigerator and she'd open it, nothing's in there, but she'll say that again. And she was holding me. I don't know how I remember, but she was holding me, you know. And I often wonder, okay, you know, was it my drive or her pushing? You know?
A little of both.
Right,
Yeah, for
right.
sure.
Right. How do y'all see it for you guys? Is it
A
the
little
drive
of
or is the
both.
pushing?
Yeah, because
I
we
think
have
the
to-
drive helps you push. You
Right.
see the drive in them, and then that makes you want to help push
Yeah.
because you see that's what they want.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, I agree with
See
you
the
because I wonder how they get us on board. But when you see your child is trying to do the right thing and he is being successful at it, you are a mom and you love your kid, you fully on board.
Right.
I help with everything. So yeah.
especially when you see that they have friends that don't do things and they're always to other things, and you see your kids seeing
Right.
that
That's
they're not
different.
doing that, they're doing their own thing, they're doing their own way, and that makes you want to help. them get there even more.
But when you guys, when they're having success now, like they are now on the field, and people are seeing them on TV, and everybody's talking about Miami, now you get people coming back trying to drag them back in this stuff.
Gotta go.
How do you guys handle and how much do you worry about that, and how do you handle that?
I talk to mine all the time. Trying to, hey, we ain't doing this. Ain't nothing. Cousins,
Yeah, you gotta be
brother,
careful.
whoever, nah, he ain't doing that. He got a curfew, he got to be in the house certain time, and ain't nothing. Certain parties you can't go to no more. You can't do a lot of stuff no more. It's dead.
But it's not a lot that you got to drill on them because this is your life. And I'm here to help you with it. And we're going to make the best decision.
I understand that, but I don't trust the people that get.
Yeah, I trust my child for sure. But like I just said, if you're going somewhere too long, maybe I need to come where you're at. Maybe something. It's the
I don't
world.
trust.
Yeah, I can understand. You have to be
that.
careful. Yeah.
That's
So I'm
so
like,
true.
no.
That's right. I get you.
All four of mine I share location. Just I need to know.
That's wonderful.
It's just emergency.
Yeah.
One day he had called me, he was crying, and I thought if he was okay, and he says, I don't know, something is just off. And I was at Vegas actually at the time. I was closing up my job there. So, and I just knew, and I was thinking I'll just leave it in a minute, or like in a week. Well, after that call, I dropped everything. Down that night. I'm coming. And it was just so good to know that was a confirmation. Like, okay, I am so glad we made that move. You know,
Yes, for sure.
because it's just, our babies need to know that. You know, and so I think it's just a blessing to have it. So I am so with it when I hear you missing your mom. Man, every day my son's got a declaration that's like, 2025 will be our best year yet. We said it in 24, we said it in 23, we said it in 22. And one will keep saying it in 26, 27, 28. The word activates. When we speak it.
Sure.
And that's exactly how we brought. I mean, God is good.
Now I knew when Bryce was born, I dropped him in a box of glitter, and that baby been shining ever since. Like that's my mentality with him. Bryce is a true mama's boy. Starting basketball and football, it was different. Bryce didn't have to work for it. Like again, he was just a natural. The talent was just there, So we probably didn't get serious to maybe like high school. I think when schools were kind of, looking at us and seeing, he's like, Mom, I think I want to get rid of basketball. I'm like, what? Like everybody noticed that if the ball go in the air, Bryce is going to go get it. So he switched over to defense. It was kind of a little different for us. He told me, he said, Ma, this is when I realized I have a purpose. My purpose is I got to make it. So then things with us, I'm like, listen, because Bryce grew up without his dad. It's just me and Bryce, and I got a daughter. So Bryce didn't have the luxury of, the dad. So I'm the toughness. I'm the one I'm the rider. Well, get out there, I don't want to hear all that. They can tell you, don't softness, come on, cry, you hurt yourself, get up.
Right.
Yeah.
I had to. I was put in a position to do it. So I feel I'm the pusher. He can.
You building your protector and your provider. You do what you gotta do, baby.
That's it.
That's what
He's
I'm
a mama's
saying.
boy. I tell you, he's a true mama's boy.
Right.
3 days to commitment. He down to it. I just knew at this point we had LSU, Florida State, Florida, Miami. That was the road that we went in. He said, Ma, I think I like Florida. I said, okay. So we got a party. I got all this stuff going on. We do the visit. He said, Ma, I think I'm going to Miami. I said, well, what changed? She said, Ma, I don't know. It just, when I got there, it just felt like home. Right. And I can truly say, when we got here, it was home. It was just,
telling you,
everybody, it was just laid out like, this what we need to be. Like, it was just genuine. Like, it was, I told him, I say, this how you know. When you have coaches that reach out to you every day, every game, it can tell you, we watch the game, we see them, they doing play for play. To me, it was personal. And that's why I say then, I knew then our purpose was to be here. I told my son, we played Pittsburgh, this was probably the best game I ever seen him ever play. Everybody was questioning him tackling. Baby was on every blitz you could try. And I say, he was saying about his interceptions. Oh, this. He had the last 30 seconds of the game. Baby caught an interception. I have to tell him, you got to trust the process. Don't worry about what it looked like.
Right in the ear too on that.
So that's what I say when you got to learn to trust what your mama say and believe in it. Don't worry about what it looked like. Ain't nobody, he came on the sideline. That's when I knew when you smile, you get a hug, you wait for your mama and them. Again, I'm at every game. I don't care how it looks. So that's why I say with us here at Miami is just, I don't know. It's just, and Mama Fletcher was the first person I met when I got here.
Yes.
She came over. I think we was at practice, spring practice.
Yes.
And you came over and you said, what's your name even? I told you, said, oh, you Bryce Fitzgerald, Mama. Her personality was so sweet and just humble.
Awesome. Thank you.
Invited me to, when we had our mom's brunch, it was just, it was the coaches, the players, the moms, everybody was just so embraceful.
Yeah.
And so that's why I know I say when we wear our jerseys in the, the stands, it's not just the kids, it's the support behind them.
Yes.
So I say it takes a village. Like this is the village.
You go in a young man or a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But we're giving Coach Mario Cristobal, take our kid. Send him back to man. Don't you send back another kid. I'm done with. I'm hit my years in with the kids. Send me back a man. You send me back a man that's going to flip the order. That's what we are saying. That's what my mom said. Okay, you're going to send me back a man that's going to flip the order. No more me taking care of him. He going to take care of me. Send me back a man. See what I'm saying?
I'm with you on that.
And so Coach Cristobal and his staff, they are certainly that.
Totally.
You say they were attentive and that's a hard term. Like, I've done enough speaking and enough studying on all of this. Just know, how difficult it is for an African American young man from a single family. It is sometimes even integrating into a team. I think about it. If they're struggling hard enough, he as an African American young man, he and his mom mad at the father that's not there because she's doing all the work, and then coming home every day mad at the boss that's working hard. You understand? And he himself can build something. For the white man, that's the boss. And she may not fully understand when she speaks out of her pain. She's putting the problem on him because she's confusing him. If I am from my dad, I'm some of my dad. The Bible says, creating an image and likeness. So if she's saying all these bad things about my dad, then what am I? If I was and you see what I mean?
Sure.
And it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing. So and all of that, man, to get around the right kind of people, that first accepts them, and he accepts them. But they are great dudes. They are great guys, man.
Yeah.
All the coaches. Coaches done a great job putting together a coaching staff that truly cares. I appreciate you sharing all of that with us. But there's a lot in that. There's a lot in that.
Because I'm sure in the NFL, they look at our boys and they look at the character.
Right.
Part of that character is like you can stick it through. Correct.
Right.
Because there's development going on in that moment that they will never learn if they skip or move on, because they're not happy or whatnot. So that's really important and I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very important to fight through it, stick with it, because issues will come. And trust me, they'll eat you ice kid in school. Say, the NFL, they're looking to understand if you can handle a dual responsibility. You got to go to school and play ball, go to school and play ball. Well, soon, okay, when you leave, there is no more going to school. But, you got to take care of family, go play ball, that you handle your responsibility. They all align and they're all important. And that's the whole important part of it. I love that.
Like for my baby, Gerard Pringle Jr., he's so small. So when you watching him, you're like, all these boys are huge and he's so small.
I send him a text message every game day morning.
I don't want you talking all that bad talk about my kid, but how are we going to stop